This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Megan Shepard. It's great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, the largest employer in the private sector on ground Bahama, recognizing the hard work and long service of a number of employees throughout its group of companies. The award ceremony was held at the Grand Lucayan Resort on Monday evening. Sabrina Brown has that report.
58 employees of the Hutchison Group of Companies were honored for 10 to 25 years of dedicated service to the Freeport Container Port, the Freeport Harbor Company, the Grand Bahama Airport Company, and Grand Lucayan Bahamas. Minister of Labor and National Insurance Shane Gibson applauded the conglomerate for maintaining its stake as a major player in Grand Bahama's economy.
Your investment in the Bahamian Company by Hutchison Port holdings of $303,391,000 in the ports and a total of some $732 million in the hotels has contributed significantly to the development of the Grand Bahama community. The government of the Bahamas looks forward to continuing to partner with your organization as we focus on re-energizing and revitalizing the economy of Grand Bahama.
The minister commended the employees for creating a legacy of excellence and unselfish service.
There are those among you honorees who are trailblazers in this organization, which has had to develop new skills and techniques in a new environment of Freeport, Grand Bahama. We thank you for your innovative ideas, your flexibility and willingness to adapt to new ways of operating. The challenges may have been many, particularly when budgets tightened, competition was stiff, and the learning was unfamiliar. But through integrity, commitment, and hard work, you have withstood the effects of today's highly competitive job market.
Gibson noted that Hutchison will be the benchmark for future international and regional developments, and he encouraged the workers to continue to expand their knowledge and skills in this highly competitive global environment.
Technology is progressing at an exponential rate, and new careers are developing every day. Younger people work faster in newer ways. Workers, therefore, must continually find ways to become more relevant, to remain on the cutting edge, and to find ways to integrate workflow processes for greater efficiency, working smarter and harder.
The national training program will be launched on Grand Bahama early next year, and the minister told the workers that this initiative will be significant for the island.
I take this opportunity to mention the National Training Agency, that the National Training Agency is expected very shortly to commence discussions with a major industrial player in Freeport with regard to forming a private-public sector partnership for training young Grand Bahamians.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Troubles on the high seas today as the local fast ferry encountered several challenges leaving from Fort Lauderdale's port. Tonight, frustrated passengers share their experience on the Balleria, their 4-hour delay, and the lack of communication on board. Shishina Rowe reports.
It is an experience that residents and tourists alike say they will never forget. As the Balleria sailed into the harbor, passengers say they prayed to touch land. The ship was set to sail around 8 a.m. but never left Fort Lauderdale's harbor until hours later. Officials report that there were a number of reasons for the delay, including inclement weather and rough seas. Seas passengers say reached up to 10 feet high.
I had a rough time with the motion sickness. I didn't pay attention to what they said about taking the pills beforehand, and had a little trouble going to the restroom. I have some bruises from being inside the toilet.
Half the people on the boat were seasick, about half, and everyone was pretty much in for a rough ride.
That's like one of the worst experiences I ever experienced on a boat. If I go back on the boat right now, trust me, it ain't gonna be no time soon. It was rocky, they take long. I was out there from 6 o'clock. It take 11 o'clock to leave.
Apart from rough seas, passengers say what was most disturbing is the little information they received from crew members on board.
What was so hurtful about it is the fact that no one said anything, and we were in suspense.
They only said this. They said that if we chose to disembark, then we can call the headquarters of Balleria, the 1-800 number, and working out with them.
First they were saying it was mechanical issues, and then they said it was weather issues. So the weather, like I said, the seas were pretty high. Our friend actually saw like the water waves coming all the way up to the second floor of the deck.
I heard people say it was engine problems. Other people say it was rough seas. They turned down the intercom. So they made some announcement, but nobody could hear it. So people heard half of what was said, and they repeated it. A lot of rumors. Some people got very upset.
They was taking hours in between, like they wasn't like keeping us updated, like okay, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, like everything was like when hours.
Residents say they will weigh their options before braving the seas and traveling on the Balleria again. The good news is tourists say this encounter will not stop them from enjoying their stay.
I don't think anything about the trip could spoil what's going to be my experience here.
The Balleria.
The Balleria's scheduled arrival time is 11:30 a.m. However, the ship did not reach Freeport Harbor until 4 hours later. Shashina Rule, ZNS Network News.
Now, ZNS News spoke with the supervisor of the Balleria on Grand Bahama, Patrice Henfield. She admits that Tuesday is one of their busiest days of the week, while explaining the cause of the 4-hour delay.
Number one, the gangway in Port Everglades were broken. And another thing, the weather had a major factor, which Balleria is quite sure in their passenger safety. So there was a precaution on that. And finally, we had an unseen technical problem, which caused our ship to sail after 10:30 this morning due to we were waiting on our chief engineer to board the vessel. As soon as he's board, we disembark all of our transit passengers, those passengers who would have visited the island for a day. Due to 2 who really came and wanted to see our island, they still came on board.
She gives this advice to passengers who traveled with the ship today and apologized for the lack of communication on board.
We always try and tell them customer service is our main factor. And over on that side, you have a few like language barrier problem, but that still doesn't give a fuck. So we try and tell them. So we say, relating to a customer and letting a customer see your face is a mere factor that we will be satisfied to know that something is going on. But in that fact, I do apologize for the staff on that end. But here at our terminal, you can always get answers from us.
Now, passengers going into Fort Lauderdale tonight will leave as scheduled. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition continues after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition.
The Philippines is recovering from a Category 5 typhoon that swept across the country, leaving thousands dead and many displaced. A fundraiser was held on the weekend to assist those affected. Ricardo Lightborn has that report.
They came together to help their countrymen recovery effort from the Category 5 typhoon that swept across the Philippines. A cookout held on the weekend at Tino Beach, and the response was positive. Meat on the grill and a smile to go with it at that. Filipino rice, side order of noodles will hit the spot. Just how good the food was? Well, just ask this satisfied customer. The Filipino community is a close-knit one, and the effort on Tino Beach was a prime example. Dr. Catherine Francisco, Hector Singsong, and VJ Ferrando, they say thank you to Grand Bahama for their support and prayers.
It's been such a big success so far. The day's really going really well. Today is fundraising, as we've been saying, fundraising for the typhoon victims of Haiyan in the Philippines. So all the proceeds of today will go straight to the Philippines.
I never thought it would have. The first day, we got all the 150 tickets sold out already. Next order was 100. And now we've sold out 550, and we're still about to serve food for those who are walking in. By the way, before anything else, thank you, Bahamians, for helping us out in this endeavor.
To the efforts of the Bahamians who also have showed their concern, and everyone's out here, all races. We are so overwhelmed. We are so gratified. Thank you very much for everything.
A grand effort by the Filipino community to band together to help their countrymen. Ricardo Lightborn, ZNS Network News.
A Bahamian who served in the United States Army during World War II was remembered this past weekend here on Grand Bahama. A funeral service was held for the late James Rocca at a church located in the capital of Grand Bahama, West End. John Davis Roll reports.
The historic Mary Magdalene Anglican Church in West End was the site of an emotional final farewell for a Bahamian soldier, a warrior who fought in World War II and recently lost the battle of his life when, ironically, on Veterans Day 2013, he passed away. West End native James Nathaniel Rocca, the final Bahamian War veteran residing on Grand Bahama, was remembered in song, words, and tributes.
Who holds the future?
As we were waiting, I suggested, let's sing Blessed Assurance. And we sang, Blessed Assurance, Jesus is mine. And you know what happened? Mr. Rocca, with tubes in his nose, started singing, oh, what a foretaste of glory divine. And after we came to an end, he said, you know I had a stroke? I said, yes, sir, we know. Peaceful, quiet. When I left that scene, I thought to myself, Mr. Rocca not only showed us how to live, how to die, peace like a river. His soul will rest in peace.
He was not that same man anymore who I had known. He started crying. Oh, I thank my God, he says, for what he had done for me, and start repeating the 23rd Psalms.
Catholic priest Father David Cooper, along with the Member of Parliament for West End and Bimini, the Honorable Obi Wolshcombe, say that Rocca has gone on to a place where he will study war no more. He challenged those he leaves behind to become positive agents of change.
We are more than conquerors because God is with us. We have lost a worldwide veteran. My goodness, if that does not change us, then as the saying say, only God can change us.
I wish to pay tribute to the Rocca family. I wish to pay tribute to all who have been a part of his life. And I wish to pay tribute to James Rocca, a true man of our soil, a true Bahamian, a true soldier, and a hero of the World War. May his soul rest in peace.
Joan Davis Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn comes your way next with sports.
Everybody, it's Sports Time. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Tonight is a celebration for Bridget Dean over there at the Hot Shot Photo. Yes, she is saying that the age is only a number. I know she counting. She must be counting backwards. Anyhow, congratulations, Bridget. Well, the Bimini Big Game Wahoo Smackdown was a 3-day fishing tournament in Bimini. And guess what? These guys had themselves a blast. The Bimini Big Game Resort was the host for Smackdown, the Wahoo Smackdown and Water Fishing Tournament. The final day of fishing for the anglers was off the chart. For the big game staff, they pulled out all the stops to make the tournament flow smoothly. The Smackdown was also a family affair. 32 boats fished the Wahoo Smackdown at Big Game in Bimini. This is Bimini and the wildlife also getting into the action. Brizio landed a 51-pound Wahoo, the matchless a 49-pounder and worth the celebration. There was room for the tuna category. This is the Smackdown, a family event, and the ladies fished. The family that fished together stays together. Come on, ladies, show off that catch and make the men upset. Michael Webb of the Bimini Big Game was elated with the tournament success.
We had a fantastic number 3 Wahoo Smackdown, and this has been our biggest event. We've had 32 boats in the tournament. Today they came home with 58 Wahoo. Yesterday was 38 Wahoo, and everything's been a success. We had little weather issues yesterday, but today was fantastic. It was flat calm out there. The guys were doing a fantastic job, and we're really happy that this has been our most successful Wahoo Smackdown so far.
The award ceremony was classy. Michael Weber said a special thank you to all the anglers. With the handing out of the awards came lots and lots of smiles. A rod and reel for this young angler. The little lady earned her keep and the prize to prove it. Team Brizio won the tournament and the largest fish. Darrell Johnson said a mouthful.
This is a fabulous award. It's the first time that we've won it as a team. But it's about the teamwork, it's about our crew, and it's about the people that you're surrounded with that make it happen. And we're happy to be here in Bimini and be part of this. The people have been wonderful, and we're looking forward to coming back.
Congratulations to Team Brizio, the Bimini Big Game Wahoo Smackdown champions. Well, folks, the anglers of this year's Smackdown had a ball. The award ceremony was an opportunity to kick back and have some fun, and also 3 days of grueling fishing with the Wahoo and some tunas. You see the team fishing alone also got a 3rd place finish compared to last year, and the team Timeless with a pretty good showing as well. A 2nd place there. Tristan Hunt is all smiles.
We had a great time. We're from Daytona Beach, Florida. We came over here on Thursday and did a little fishing and just enjoyed the Bimini culture and did the best we could, and that's what we did. We won the last tournament and came out 3rd place this year, so not too bad.
We'd just like to thank the island of Bimini for an amazing time, and thank you very much for hosting us here today.
How did people finish 2nd in the tournament?
Obviously, you're never happy to finish 2nd, but it's better than 3rd.
Those guys had a wonderful time down there in Bimini. We'll also give you some sidebar stories, let you what's happening with baseball, softball, and what I like, fly fishing. That coming your way next week. That's a look at Sports Tonight.